Hey everyone, and welcome. If you've ever had that dream of taking your business global, you know how exciting that idea is. But let's be real, it can also be super confusing. So today, we're going to demystify one of the biggest hurdles out there, that giant, scary beast known as international trade compliance.
It's an awesome dream, right? Picturing your products and markets all over the world. But, the second you decide to actually make that jump, you suddenly find yourself standing at the entrance to this massive, complicated maze of rules and regulations.
And we're calling it the compliance maze for a reason. It's this crazy, tangled web of rules and paperwork that honestly feels like it was designed to stop you right in your tracks. For a lot of entrepreneurs, this is the exact moment that global dream starts to feel more like a global nightmare.
And then, bam! You get hit with this. DGFT. What is it? What does it even stand for? And you feel like you have to figure it all out, like yesterday. Before you can even wrap your head around that one, here comes the next one, IEC. Just another acronym, another piece of this puzzle you didn't even know you had to solve. And yep, there's another, BRC. You see where this is going, right? The list just keeps on growing, building this wall of acronyms where every single one is another form you have to fill out, another process you have to master.
By the time you get through them all, you're just staring at this massive pile of compliance stuff. Look, you're an expert in your business, not in decoding government jargon. It's enough to make anyone feel completely overwhelmed and just want to throw in the towel.
Okay, let's take a breath and actually make sense of all this. That first big one, DGFT, well, it stands for the Directorate General of Foreign Trade. Basically, you can think of them as the gatekeepers for all foreign trade in India. They make the rules and they enforce the rules.
And here is the absolute key. Getting to know the DGFT system isn't optional. If you want to bring goods into the country or send them out, you have to go through them for everything. All your licenses, all your compliance, there's just no way around it.
But what if you didn't have to wander through that maze all by yourself? What if you had a guide? Someone whose entire job is to know the map, clear the path, and just get you through to the other side safely. And this right here, this is the mission of the services that are designed to be that guide for you. Check out the words they use: empower, simplify, seamlessly. Their whole goal isn't just to file some paperwork for you, it's to completely change the entire experience of going global.
And these services are for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're a brand new startup working out of your garage or a huge established company. There are specialists who do nothing but focus on DGFT services. This is their whole world, which means it doesn't have to be yours. So what does this expert guidance actually look like in practice? Let's go ahead and open up the toolkit and see what's inside, the actual services that make this all possible. Wow, okay. This really shows you the sheer range of stuff they can handle. It all starts with the absolute foundation, the Importer-Exporter Code, or IEC. That's basically your license to play the game. But then it covers all those other confusing acronyms we saw earlier, right? The BRC, the RCMC. From there, it goes into really specific things, like permits for pets or getting a certificate of origin. A good guide covers the whole spectrum. And a real guide, they don't just give you a map and say, good luck, no way. They walk the entire path with you. They handle everything from filing the initial application to managing all the back and forth while the license gets processed, all the way to that final step, digitally sending the approval to customs through the official government portal. It's a completely hands-off solution, from start to finish. So what's the real advantage here? Why bring in an expert instead of just trying to muscle through it on your own? Let's break down the actual benefits you get. Let's just put the two paths side by side. If you tried to DIY this whole thing, you're pretty much signing up for potential delays from tiny mistakes, that constant feeling of uncertainty, like, did I even do this right? And a process that just eats up your time. On the other hand, an expert guide flips that whole script. You get timely delivery, accurate and compliant submissions you can trust, and true end-to-end support that frees you up to, actually focus on your business. And when you look at why businesses really make this choice, it really just comes down to these three core things. The biggest piece of the pie, 40%, is just pure expertise. They know the system inside and out. And that expertise directly leads to the next biggest piece, speed. They get it done fast and right the first time. And finally, you have reliability. You can just trust the process is being handled correctly and transparently. So what's the ultimate takeaway from all of this? Honestly, it's pretty simple. By letting an expert handle that compliance maze, you get to put 100% of your time and energy right where it belongs, on your products, on your customers, and on growing your business. Which really just leaves us with one last big question to think about. I want you to consider your own business, your own ambitions. If you could just make that whole barrier of complex paperwork and regulations disappear, what could you achieve? Is that fear of the maze the only thing that's really holding you back from going global?